welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, so did I say Jeremiah? My apologies, Jemina. I said Jeremiah. God help me.
It's no
Sorry about that.
problems.
My
It's
apologies.
Jemima, actually. No
Jemima,
problem, sir.
Jemima.
It's Jemima,
Thank you,
yes.
thank you so much. Thank you. Go on, please. So yeah, if you have any question, feel very free, and we're more than happy to answer your question.
Okay, so I'm just trying to remind some few persons because I got the invite for this a meeting from a group I'm
Yeah.
a part of, and
All
then
right. Thank you.
some other persons had wanted to attend the meeting, so I just put on a reminder just in case because we're trying to
Yeah.
compile questions that we're going to ask. And then there were
Mm-hmm,
some people that had volunteered to ask the question. So I just put on a
mm-hmm.
reminder. I hope that they're able to join.
No
So
problem.
they help us
Totally
ask
understand.
the question. So basically, we are in a group of Nigerian doctors that are due to
Yeah.
start training in August.
Okay.
So we're just trying to
Congrats.
get as much. Thank you, sir. So we're just trying to get as much information as we can so that we are able
Yeah.
to thrive in this new society, basically.
Yeah.
Um, Majority of us are going to start GP training,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
the person who's been like a mentor to us advised that we could come ask financial questions because a lot of
Yeah.
us are concerned about how do we, start a journey towards
Yeah.
will I
That's a good
say
one.
being financially independent in a way. Because
That's a
we do
very
not
good one.
know
Yeah.
a lot of things. So I think my probably my personal question will be, I'm trying to understand what how would I put it? I'm trying to understand credit score, the
All
whole
right.
concept, and how to be able to navigate it to have a good credit score. Because I think
Mhm.
I was listening to a video that said it determines a lot of things in terms of like investment, buying a house, and
Mhm.
all whatnot. So that probably be my first question, just a little about credit score and how it works. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Jemima. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you that you've also reminded your friends. Before I start into credit score and everything, where are you starting your training? What part of the UK are you starting your training?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to start my training in Worcester. It's in the West Midlands.
Worcester. Okay, Worcester. Good. Thank you so much. So there's a lot to want to know, and you started with credit score, which is very fantastic. Now, I will also allow Ora to share to say something, but let me just say this. I say these basic things about credit score. Some people have said, but have a credit card, and I tell people, no, don't jump into credit card. Where we are coming from, a lot of us are Nigerians. We don't have credit card. Sorry, we don't have credit system like the Western world. So when we have this credit system, when we get into it, there's a tendency that you want to spend and you will overspend. And then it's a big problem on you. So you don't want to get into the web of credit score issues, credit-based credit issue. For me, I do not spend what I do not have, if you know what I mean. Now, one thing that will, or a few things, sorry, that will help your credit score is when you don't break your direct debits. So, for example, your rent is placed on direct debits every month. That be 28th of every month, 2nd of every month, whatever you agree, it goes out. It begins to help your credit score. You have a phone, um, um, a contract phone, it helps as well. It goes out. You see, you're gradually building up. Now, your large chunk of income is commensurate with will help you in the credit score, your credit build up as well. Make sure that you don't break your credits, your direct debits going out. It helps. If you break it, it dents. Although people have had credit card and it has helped, my own advice is don't jump into credit card now. Understand the system before you jump into it. Because some people have not some people, many people have not understood it. They've not done due diligence. They've just gone to credit card and they started spending and they overspend beyond what they can imagine. Some people have gotten loans in the first, God knows, 1 year, and they have mismanaged it, and it has messed up their credit score. You know, you want to gradually build up your credit score, and if you want to get a property, which you will want to, as a new person, the strong point, your ability to get a property will be after like 1 year per se of good credit score, very good credit score. Some people get it less, but an average of 1 year, because first 6 months you are still trying to balance yourself, understand the topography of the land, etc. All right. So the little I've said, is that okay? Does that make sense to you in any way, shape, or form, Jemima? I hope you're listening, though. Okay, don't worry. I will allow Shea
Oh, yes, I
also
am.
to.
It
Oh,
does.
good. Thank you
It
very
does.
much. I wasn't
Thank
sure you
you.
heard that.
Yeah.
Good. So again, like I said, direct debits. Make sure you don't break your direct debits. As little as it might sound, it's if you break it, God forbid, it dents your credit score. It dents your credit score. I'll hand over to Shea to shed more light on that aspect as well.
Good afternoon, Jemima. I'm Olushe Balogun, consultant
Network is so
anesthetic.
bad.
Congratulations on your new job. Yeah, you will have a good time. Yeah, he who asks for the way will never miss the way. So credit score. Just like you, when I arrived UK, I was really confused about credit score because I was coming from a society where you buy things, you give them the money. So every time I wanted to buy something, I wanted to get mortgage. I say, I've got the savings for the deposit. They say, oh no, we don't care about your deposits. We care about your credit score. I'm like, but I have the money. They say no. So the UK and most European countries and developed countries, they live on loans. So hardly would you see someone who goes to buy a car and pays for it full amount. Unlike how it happens in Nigeria, Ghana, where we come from. Here, you go, you say you would need a car, they look at your credit score, they say, okay, this person is credit worthy. We'll give him the car, he will pay instrumentally, and there's an arrangement. So it's not like you're stressing yourself. It comes easy and you pay it easy. The idea behind a credit score is to kind of show your trustworthiness. So, having stayed in the UK, they will give you an assessment to say, this guy over the last 3 years pays everything, doesn't owe anything, doesn't delay in payment of his rent, his utilities, and they have now created a number, which is now the credit score. So the first thing is when you get here, to have a good credit score is open an account. Once you open an account, your stuff will start counting. Don't rush into getting this network, the telecommunication, because they will need to check your credit score. If they check your credit score too early and it bounces back, it will affect your credit score. So the way to go about it is when you first arrive, just go to one of these shops around and say, can I have a pay as you go? That requires nothing much of a credit score. Once you are now settled, then you can then do a credit score in 3 to 4 months. Now, how do you get a good credit score? You start by having a bank account attached to a particular address. Now, people who move houses quickly, they will have a bad credit score because they would think you are having problems with paying rent. That's one thing. Stay one place at least 6 to 12 months. If you have to move, you have to move. But if you move from one within 3 months and move to another one, another 3 months, and move to the third one, another 3 months, your credit score, they just flag it up, say, changing address quickly, there's a problem. That's one. Two, pay your rent regularly. avoid anything tax, all this, you get a ticket for parking, you get all this county court judgment. Those ones will just say, this person has been called to the county court, owes some amount, even when you pay it, it might still linger on. And people say, no, we don't want this person. Now, at some point in time, when you have a regular bank account, like Bobby mentioned, that once you have a regular bank account and a large chunk of money comes continuously, regularly to your account, your bank will then call you and say, do you need a credit card? Or they will just send it to you that we open a credit card. Just make sure whatever you're giving, don't take too much. Whatever you're giving, it's all right. I think I was first giving maybe 5,000 or something, and they started increasing it by themselves. What I do, and that I think helps, is every payment I make, I use my credit card. And I almost always just send money from my regular bank account to offset on my credit card. So every payment on my card, it's just the credit card. Apart from credit score, the other reason I do it is because when I'm doing my accounting and I'm looking at what I'm spending, I just don't like seeing a lot of things on my account. So I prefer everything I do on credit card. So I pay for bus pass, or I pay something for ice cream, or it's always credit card. But at the end of the month or something close middle of the month, I just see, oh, credit card is gone below 250. I just transfer 300. Do you understand? So it sees activities on my credit card and is giving me more points. Now, you can, if you are desperate, withdraw money from credit card. But if you do it, it will show that you are desperate. It will affect you. So even though they give you a chance to withdraw with your credit card, don't do it. Now, another thing is a voters register. If you get on the voters register, they know you are genuine. It will add extra points to your credit score. So as soon as you have a place, you are coming from Nigeria, it's a Commonwealth country, you are eligible to vote as soon as the next election. So register for the voters card, it will help you. Pay your rent regularly, pay all your utilities, get a credit card when it's due, avoid any form of debt, especially cancel and cut debt. Once that sticks in, 6 years it takes to clear out. Most people will avoid the person like a plague. I've talked about income, the use of your cards, and there comes a time when, as soon as you start having regular income, they will then open subsequent accounts for you. I first started with a current account, and I didn't even know when my bank opened savings for me. I just found it in the app. And after a while, they just opened another one to say this is the credit card. Even if the credit card, they increase it to 100,000, I don't really even bother calling them because I will never use it more than I need it. And another good thing about credit card compared to normal card is if I'm traveling to, let's say I want to go to Caribbean, and somebody says, oh, I can sort out your ticket. You have to pay by card. I'll say, I've got the credit card. They say, they don't want credit card. I say, I only have credit card. So they accept credit card, and he dupes me, and he runs away. I won't chase him. I'll just tell bank, say, now your money, or you better chase the guy. They will they will get the money back. But the same scenario, if I'd used my own account card, they won't help me. The bank will say, oh, you knew before you paid in. But with the credit card, they will withdraw the money back because it's going to be their liability. That's that. And I'm not sure how true this is. If you live in the same house with somebody with a bad credit score, it can affect yours. So if you have a family member, then you are stuck forever. But if it's a friend, you might as well just change address, because every time they flag that address, it will say somebody is living there with a bad credit score. By association, they think you too will have a problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jemima, for that question. It is
Thank you,
important to
sir.
know this thing. Yeah. Go on, go on.
Okay. If you would let me, so listening to both of you, thank you so much for answering the question. I really learned a lot.
Sorry, Jemima. Before you go on, I just want
I'm
to
not
say,
clear.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Jemima, can
I
you hear?
can.
Okay. Just welcome everybody else that have just joined. Whilst you came in, we were answering a question from Jemima about credit score, understanding credit score. So that's what we're talking about. And I've just posted something, a link about credit score. So you can just read through. If you want more information, Google and credit score in the UK, understand it, and we'll take it from there. Over to you, Jemima. Go on, please.
Thank you so much for answering the question. I've really learned a lot even from just listening for this few minutes. I just have some questions from what you just said. So my first question is about the direct debit. So is it more advisable to just use one account? Because a lot of persons say, oh, have like a high street account, then have an online account where you can do your daily transaction. So I'm wondering, if I'm setting a direct debit, should it just be on the current account I'm hoping to open, or I can put it in multiple accounts?
So, okay, Shaya, I want to say something. Shaya, you can unmute, sorry.
Yeah,
It's
unmute, yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where your
Yeah,
direct debit
exactly.
is, as long as it's cleared. For me, I try to just make everything simple. Because I'm very busy, I might forget to pay some things. I even forgot this. So I always say to anyone, direct debit, make it the first of the month. And once I'm paid, most hospitals where I've worked, and I think my current one pays around 26th. I don't even look at my bank account at 26th. They just notify me that salary will be paid. I don't care. But when it's after the first, second, third, fourth, then I say, okay, how much is left? Because I know 99% of my direct debit, I always say on the first of the month. So I'm left with, yeah. But now, if you put direct debit in different accounts, that means you're checking several accounts. And by the way, I only own account with HSBC because I just became loyal to them. When I came to this country more than a decade ago, no bank listened to me. As soon as I say I'm just arriving, they say water, electricity, voters register. I said, I don't have. I said, I just arrived. They say, oh, come back. And the hospital was telling me to say, oh, your salary, we don't have somewhere to pay your salary. So every day after work or during break, I'm going from one bank to the other. I got tired and told one of my Indian friends, he said, go to this lady in HR. She will give you a letter and HSBC will accept it. So I did that and HSBC accepted it. Since then,
Yes.
I've got a lot of accounts, but all with HSBC. The only other account I have is company account, which I deliberately say, okay, this one I would
Put it
use
somewhere else, yeah.
somewhere else. But all my accounts, about 6 or 7, is HSBC. And all direct debits are from one account because I just want to check one and know all the bills are paid. Over to you, Bobby.
Yeah, thank you. That's the truth. You can have in one or two, but you see, the truth is when you're busy with life, work, everything, you might not remember. And if you miss out on any direct debit, like I said, it will affect your credit score. You both said it will affect it. So you don't want any wahala, you don't want any issues, you don't want any pressures of any kind. Just put it on one account, let it go out. Put it about the same time, even if it's not the first, it's in first and second or third or whatever. Just giving an example. Just put it so that it goes out around that period and you are less stressful, to be honest. After a while, at the beginning, you might be checking. After when you're consumed with life and work, you won't check these things. You just check it at some point because you're busy, you're involved with, you're starting your training soon. You'll be swamped with work, trust me. So yeah, that's a very good question. Just put it in an in one account. Again, advisably, just use a high street bank to start with. So what we call high street bank, like you just said, HSBC, Lloyds Bank, Halifax, all those things, advisably, use that to start with. I mean, it doesn't stop you if you want to use an online app bank. It doesn't stop you, but you can just start with a high street bank, and all those things. Yeah, I hope that helps, Jemima.
Yeah. In addition to what Bobby has
Yeah.
said, okay, I would go a bit further. Now, high street banks are good. HSBC, Lloyds Bank, and for their demands. When I went to Barclays to open account, I thought I was going for American visa. They asked me all manners of questions and eventually they didn't open it. So if you're ready for that stress, good. The good thing about them is along the line, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you need a mortgage, you need something, they can pull their weight. But they don't care about any young person. They already have millionaires. The reason why I opened these online quick ones is you sit down now and in the next 20 minutes, you open a tight bank. You can never do that with HSBC. Barclays, they will do interview for you. They will say they'll call you back. So it depends on what you want. If you are just new, just open any of this online banking. I have nothing against any bank. Tide has never disappointed me and I don't know them, but I know I just sat down and say, which is the new bank to open quickly. Within 20 minutes, within 2 days, card was arrived. They have never disappointed me, but they won't give you all those extra things that all these big banks will open. So I would say, if you have the time, you just arrived, you have the time, the document, you can chase the big banks and get it once and for all. If you don't have the time, in the interim, open all this Monzo Tide. They will do the same thing, but they are new. Thank you. Okay, I'll put the
which
name
bank?
Thank you so much.
here.
Tide Bank. Yeah, shall I type the names of the bank? Yeah, just type the names of the bank. Yeah. Monzo is Tide.
Monzo.
Yeah, thank you. Jemima, any other questions from anyone? Credit score on anything at all. It doesn't have to be credit score. Can be on anything. So feel free to. Dr. Ahmed, my good friend, Dr. Ahmed, you have raised your hand. Yeah, Dr. Ahmed, you want to ask the question?
Hello, Chief. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
I'm fine, Chief. How's your day going?
Well, we can thank God. Good.
Chief, an update. From the last Q&A, I was able to get my registration sorted out, and now I've gotten my license.
Good. Congrats on that.
Thank you, Chief. I also reached out to one of my consultants, a female pediatrician, one of the nicer ones actually, and she's also willing to help with my CREST form. So hopefully by first week of July, when I visit her, obviously I will not visit, empty-handed. It's been a long while, and I'm asking for a favor. I understand how that looks. So I'm now asking. I also spoke to Dr. Victoria on WhatsApp. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she might see this as a bit disrespectful or so. I don't know. But I wanted more, opinions on the best resource to use, because I heard that now with the recent moves to the restrict, or the fancy way of putting it, the prioritize IMGs from training. I'm actually targeting psychiatry as well.
Okay.
So I don't know. I've gotten so many resources online, and Chief has also given me her own opinion. I don't know if, in your opinion, you've had people who followed this pathway, who sat or about to sit MSRA, and then had a good score and got it, at first try, because this will be my first attempt. And with my prayers and works of the Almighty, I hope to be successful as well. It's a bit of a
Well,
long
we
question,
pray
Chief.
so too.
Thank you.
No problem. We pray so. So first of all, congrats. The sky is the beginning. This is the limit for some people, but it's the beginning for you. I'll call on Victoria if she wants to shed more light, or can arrange a one-on-one, whichever one, or you can shed more light on anything that has to be, or you can type your other questions, whichever one, just to make sure that you're getting something out of this. Is that okay, Victoria?
Yeah, hi, Dr. Ahmed. Nice to hear from you again. And yeah, also Dr. Balogun is here and he can share his point of view. But like what I told you, it's been a while. I wrote the MSRA, so I know that past medicine is what some people use as a resource. But one of the things I did, because you are targeting psychiatry, if you are targeting any specialty, you need to kind of show interest in that specialty. I know that now they are no more doing portfolio sessions, but that is what will still, so in my time we did MSRA and interview. So you have to pass, sorry, the noise.
Yeah, go on.
So you have to pass both the interview and MSRA to be given a spot. Now there are no interviews. But I noticed that those who are actually committed to the specialty and they get good MSRA scores, they are more likely to be successful. Like they're not just choosing it because, they heard it's a good way to enter into the UK. So you need to kind of show commitment. That means like finding out, how does psychiatry in the UK work? What kind of courses can you do that would help you when you start training? I don't know if we discussed this when we chatted, but obviously we have a YouTube video on how to pass MSRA on BaloSegha YouTube. So if
Yeah.
you've not watched it, please go and watch it. The person who did it was someone who did MSRA more recently than me, and he had some insights. There is also a course on BaloseghaEDU.com on how to pass MSRA. So use all those resources at your disposal. Try to surround yourself with positive things. There's a lot of negativity going on, but people are still getting in. The fact that there are some people here today, they're going to start training in August, despite how difficult it's been to get jobs in the UK. So having a positive mindset and praying as well will stand you in good stead. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria. In addition to what Victoria has beautifully mentioned, it's quite interesting because the situation now is just returning back to status quo. When I arrived this UK, the UK citizens and the EU were prioritized before us. And I remember when I wanted to go into training, my colleagues who were working together said, "You won't get a job." I said, "But it's worth trying." And when I went for the exam and everything, I remember this very supportive consultant told me, he said, "Don't be dismayed and don't get frustrated. Put in your best. When all the UK citizens and the EU get theirs, there will be something left for you. But if you don't do well, then you are still further back amongst the second batch." So I just said, no worries. So I went there, did everything I had to do. When it got to my time to get a job, they called me and they said, "Oh, we just discovered that you have a visa restriction. We'll get back to you." I knew already, but they didn't know. They just thought, okay, this with my score, I should get a post. But it wasn't like that. And I called them back after a while to say, "When will you call me back?" They said, "Actually, amongst the people who are on tier 2, you have done very well. So you will get a job on the first day of clearing. First day of clearing, they gave me a job. So this rule was taken off during COVID to say everybody same level. And then we all rejoiced. Said, oh, at long last. Because I suffered it doesn't mean every other person should suffer it. But now the jobs are so few and everybody is screaming. So the UK citizens are like, oh, let's go back to what it used to be. But I'll tell you, if you put your effort, you'll still get yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, so good to hear Jemima say that she and some of her colleagues are starting training in August. We know the jobs are scarce. It's getting kind of saturated. But again, if you push, if you have good scores, truth is you'll be wanted. You will be wanted and you'll be offered jobs. So just push, do all you can do. There's an ideology I've had ever since. Read as if there's no tomorrow. Pray after you have read, if you know what I mean. So you balance it together, but please don't just pray alone without reading. Make sure you read very well. It's important. Yeah. So well, thank you very much. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. So it's still the question and answer session for the month of June, 37 minutes past the hour. It's just 1 hour per month where you can ask a variety of questions. It can be on anything that you need to know about working in UK, living in UK, getting a job, exams, etc. I mean, somebody just asked about credit score, which is very important. As you live in the UK, you will need that, not just UK, in the Western world as it is. It's a credit society, so you need to understand that. Again, a few tips before anybody asks questions. When we just drop this, we drop this every time. When you get to the UK, if you don't have a SIM card, a UK SIM card, just get one at the airport. It's usually £99. Sorry, 99p. Sorry, not £99. 99p. You'll get it. You can also add a £5 top up so that you have access to call. Because if you come with a SIM from maybe Nigeria or wherever, you can't call except WhatsApp. Okay. So it's better to call. Again, when you're at the airport or any public place, you can go on a free Wi-Fi if you need to connect with to your loved ones. For example, maybe they have to come and pick you, you can't call. Just go on the free Wi-Fi on your WhatsApp, on your phone, connect through WhatsApp and give them a call. I've arrived, I'm coming, So there's a communication. Some people get a little jittery. I don't know what to do, and they begin to panic, and you don't need to panic. Just calm down. Again, like we said, one of the first things you do once you start work or about to start work is get an account, bank account. It's faster to get the online one because your first payment, if you're resuming in August, it will pay you your salary. And they are not like back home where they delay salary. They will pay you your salary. You have to pay your salary into an account, advisably your account. That's the truth. You don't want any, hanky-panky, mismanagement of funds, pay into your account. Open any accounts in any Tide, Monzo, all those places. They are very fast, very efficient. Straight, within a week, they get your what's it called, your card to you, give them to your employers, and your salary starts coming in, and then the sky is the beginning. If you want to open another account anywhere, no problem, but at least you have your basic one. And then if you need anything, you keep asking. Again, we're open to assistance as we go. If you need any question and anything, just send an email, BaloSegha@yahoo.com. Just send an email. You can put in the subject Q&A dash and then your question. So we know that this whole thing emanated from when you attended a Q&A. We'll be more than happy to advise and give back to the society, as we say. If you need to know advice about where to stay, if you don't have accommodation, most people or employers, they can give accommodation maybe a month or 3 months. If they say it's not available, keep pushing, might not be available, but keep pushing. They'll say, okay, we'll put you on the list, and if you have something, we'll let you know. It's not a whole flat per se, it's like per room, at least somewhere to put your head. Because in a foreign country, you don't want to have culture shock. You don't want to have any shock of any kind. You want to be balanced, mentally balanced, and everything. Again, once you come in, you can't get you won't want to get a car immediately, So you probably go on public transport, buses, train. Advisably, it's best to have maybe monthly bus pass or thereabouts. It's cheaper than buying bus ticket every day. It's way cheaper. It's better to get a bus pass maybe monthly. It's advisable. You can either do 1 week or 2 weekly, but I would just personally advise monthly. It's when you look at it, it's cheaper, it's less stressful. You just swipe on the bus and you're moving anywhere. If you have to do the train and the bus, you can do both. So it's easy for you, stress less, stress free. It's not you are not involved in any other thing. Again, should you need any information, um, education about anything, let us know. Again, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can please subscribe to BaloSegha YouTube channel. Just look for it and subscribe. We've had a lot of about 3.5 years now, where we started the BaloSegha education series, where we have special invited guests to come every quarter to talk about many things, from acing your interview with NHS, do's and don'ts of GMC registration. I know some of you have done that, no problem. How to settle in the UK, thriving in the UK, settling down in the UK, getting your apartment, getting your house, etc. There's also one very important one, medical legal. It's very, very important for you. If you don't know this, GMC, I'm not a soothsayer, but GMC is not your friend. All right. So there are rules of engagement. Some of us, because of where we're coming from, we don't know this. It's not your fault. But GMC will say it's your fault. So if you listen to that, it will help you. Watch it, it will help you again. As part of our education, BaloseghaEDU education, series, we have courses that we do. Many of them are free. A few of them are not free. A few of them are just cheap. £5, £10, £15, just buy one off. All right. But there's a medical legal one. It's a course. So you can do it, learn more. Because you need to have we all need to have knowledge every day. My people perish for lack of understanding. Okay. So you need to have a lot of knowledge. So we employ you, we encourage you, jump on that. It helps you a great deal. Even if they say pay, look at it. Look at £5, £10, £15. Juxtapose it with the value of your own life. If you pay £15 for a knowledge that will help you in life, don't look at it. My paying. It's a value you are putting on your life. I'm not saying everything is 15. I'm just giving an example. It helps. It helps. You need to get the value. Okay. It's the journey to working in the UK, living in the UK. It's not an end to yourself. It's not an end, but it's a means to an end, if you know what I mean. It's you're leading to greater heights, you're leading to greater heights. Okay. Some of you might finally settle in this country forever, some of you might not, but you have a base to start with. All right. So yeah, Shaya has also added ALS is a good cause to have. Don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from it. Victoria has also posted a link of the medical legal we talked about. Click on the link, subscribe, share the link with friends, like Jemima. If your friends are not here, share the link with them if they are here, it's good. Share the links with other friends. It helps a great deal, especially this medical legal. Very, very key. One of the many reasons we did this was because a friend of the house was being sued by GMC. If I'm right, I think it was a 3 years run.
Yeah, you're very
with
correct.
GMC. 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
The guy had issues, medical issues, because you can't walk, you can't be settled. You know what I mean? 3 years. And by the grace of God, a lot of us had to rally around him. There was a time he was admitted, his palpitation was crazy. His heart was almost failing. 3 years. You know what it means, 3 years? His family was messed up. Thank God his wife is back now. And once he just got his stuff, he left the country and went to, is it Australia or something like that?
Australia, he
Australia,
left for Australia.
he left, So, it's also important for a crime he did not commit. Honestly, he did not commit. All right. Please, I'm not saying this to scare anyone. I'm just saying the reality on ground. All right. May we never fall into any trap by the grace of God. May we never. It is not a thing to be joyful about. So please look into this medical legal. It will help you a great deal. Take out time to watch, subscribe, go to our BaloseghaEDU website. You see courses there. Many of them are free, like I said. It will help you a great deal. It will help you a great deal. Thriving in the UK is also one we had sometimes this year as well. It's a very good one. If you use any of our properties, we've also have books, where hard copy books actually. Thriving in the UK, written by a friend of the house as well. It's important to be knowledgeable about these things. All right, it's important to be knowledgeable about these things. Okay. Shaya, you want to say a few things about BaloSegha as well and other things? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bobby. In addition to what Bobby has said about medical legal, it's not like scaring anyone. I
No.
have come to understand that having come from Nigeria to UK, the norms in Nigeria are not the norms in the UK, and the norms in the UK are not the norms in Nigeria. So you need to know the rules wherever you practice. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. There are jokes that you will all laugh about in Nigeria that get you into trouble in the UK, and there are jokes in the UK that can get you into trouble in Nigeria. So the best way to stay away from all this is about finding out, reading, learning from other people's experience. For me, I learn every day. When I'm running a list and it's a long one, I just type MPTS. MPTS is the medical tribunal that doctors have to face. And I just randomly pick cases. And you learn from people who have not documented well. You learn from people who have had something to do with patients. And you will learn when patients even give you green lights. Patient will give you green lights. As a doctor, you ignore. Talking, saying no, is just getting yourself in. Just ignore, just say nothing. Because whatever you say is going to get you into trouble. And you see patients who lure the doctors, some, not all. When the relationship gets sour, they then report to the GMC, and the doctor will always be found wanting because they will say you're according to the hierarchy, you should know better. And they can always tell you patient is the vulnerable. That's the word. And I've never seen any doctor come back from it. It's a minimum of 1 year suspension. Some are even, if he has anything to do with sexual thing, if the person is erased, can come back 10 years after to say, now my record is. So those are a few things. Other things are people lying, wherever. There are times when there have been emergencies, I've been involved, and I forgot to write something. Don't change your previous documentation. Just write Oluseye Balogun, written in retrospect. I am writing this in retrospect because I forgot, or I was too busy to document fully, maybe under stress or whatever. And then you say addendum to what I wrote yesterday. Patient said this, I said that. Whoever reads it knows it's an addendum. They can contest it, they can disagree with it, they can do whatever they like, their problem. But if you change the previous one, it's a probity issue.
Yeah.
So how did we get to BaloSegha? Some years back, 2018, 2017, thereabout, a lot of Nigerians were getting stranded in Manchester. I don't live in Manchester, but myself, Victoria, and Bobby, we sat down. Because when Nigerians get stranded in in Manchester in the cold, I don't know how, but I started getting phone calls in the middle of the night. So it was that point in time we said, okay, guys, if they are calling us in the middle of the night, and I have a Premier Inn account, I just say, oh, what's your postcode where you are? Okay, go and stay in this Premier Inn. I will pay. Then we can talk tomorrow, because middle of the night you are not going to sort everything. Because there were people who were scamming. There were some people scamming.
Yeah.
So they will say they have accommodation. You pay everything. When you land, there's either that address was not existing, or the person in that house said, "This is my house. I have never contacted you. What do you mean you are going to leave my house?" So they get in the middle of the winter. So eventually we started saying, okay, we're going to start something. Eventually we started 2020, and to God's glory, we've expanded. But along the line, we started adding more things to make the journey more than accommodation. So we started having people get into GMC problem. We did the medical legal. We started having people who needed to do practice regularly. We got the mannequins into all the houses. We started having people come back and having interview issues. Then we started the interview, how to ace your interview. And we also added visa. So if you book accommodation with BaloSegha and you need a letter to support your visa application, it's something you pay for, and it's £50 thereabout. And we send you a letter, and it follows the same format that we've been advised to write. And they have never come back to us to say, oh, we don't trust your letter. They always accept it, and they always give us a feedback. And over time, we've just expanded and expanded. And we also found that doing this program like this, we can answer other questions not related to accommodation, because Bobby has been here before me. I've been here probably before Victoria. Myself and Victoria were consultants. A few things we can say, okay, I have a friend who I can speak to on this. And there are people who have used BaloSegha and run into problems with jobs. And you just know everywhere in the world, man no man day. So I'm looking for something over 1 year. Bobby can say, the guy in my office, sister is something they will just introduce, and you get it. So we're not promising everything, but we can always give you advice, and we can always link you up based on what we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that elaborate opening up about things. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're just running up soon, just a few minutes to go. Just to let us know that Victoria has posted a couple of links. Like I said, the medical legal one is there. Also, the website, BaloseghaEDU.com. Find out more about all the courses that we do. Like I said, many of them are free. A few of them are paid, between 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, something that will help you a great deal. It is very important. Audit cost is a very important in your first interview. It's not just important, it is very important. And trust my words about that. Audit is an integral part of what you need to do to know in the UK, working in the UK. It helps you a great deal. Okay, I think Ahmed has just for applications that require medical defense. Do you recommend we pay the large fees to join when we are not practicing in the UK? To pay the large fees. What fees are you talking about? Okay, we'll come back to that. Kindly repeat the email. Oh, okay. Jemima, let me just type it again. Copy link. That's the link. There is also BaloSegha at gmail.com. Sorry, Victoria, please post all the links. Yeah, Victoria's posted the links. Shaya, can you also look at Ahmed's question about applications that require medical defense? Do you recommend we pay the large fees to join when we are not yet practicing in the UK? Sorry. Yeah, I can look at that. Please.
So for medical defense, you don't need to pay it a large amount of money. No. So if they ask you medical defense for now, say not yet practicing in the UK. As soon as you start practicing in the UK, then you can join them. MDUs I use because they are the cheapest and they have never disappointed me. I don't have any shares with MDUs. So there's MDUs, there's MPS, there's MDS. There are different things. But since the day I knew that MDUs is the cheapest, so you tell every one of them your level, the amount you pay is based on your experience and how much risk they have to take on your behalf. And I think I used MPS first year, second year, and maybe after paying like 300, I just saw MDUs was like 100, I say, for the same job. So I stayed with MDUs since then. You must have indemnity if you are working in the UK. So this is how it works in the UK. For all your work, the NHS will cover you. But if you do extra shift in that same hospital and something goes wrong, the NHS will say, okay, this is not your regular shift. That's where MDUs and all this indemnity come in. When you become consultant, you do private practice, then you have to have indemnity because when things go wrong, if they are going to sue you for 1 million, you cannot get 1 million. It's those people that will pay the 1 million. And they will defend you not to pay 1 million because they know they have to pay the 1 million. And and if you have any concern or whatever, complaints, corona case, they are experts. They will give you a lawyer to represent you and they will support you through. You need one when you start working. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shaya. We are rounding up soon. Like we all know, it's just 1 hour. And wonderful questions we've asked today. Again, if you have any questions, if you remember any questions afterwards, it's never too late. Just send your questions to balosegha@yahoo.com. Just put in the subject area Q&A or put Q&A June 2025, and then you ask your question so that we'll know that this emanated from the Q&A for today. So in the subject, put Q&A June 2025 and obviously introduce yourself and ask your questions. There is no wrong question to ask. We all do not know until we know. The only way we can know is to ask, and you ask and it shall be given to you. So I want to say thank you for coming on board for this month's Q&A. Really appreciate Jemima who opened the floor. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best. Keep in touch when you come to the UK. Should you need any information, we have our doors open. Send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to welcome you and have you. We believe that your training, and we pray that your training will go well. It will go well. Enjoy the training, learn a lot. People say the sky is the limit. It's for them. The sky is the beginning. If you throw a stone up, that is the sky. That's not your limit. Okay. So the sky is just the beginning for you. There's no limit for you all, and you will definitely get to the place that God expects you to get to. That's what we believe. So thank you very much for coming on board. We will do this again next month, July, by the grace of God, and we hope to see you. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a word of encouragement to those starting training from Nigeria.
Okay. Yeah.
I did it some years ago. I never worked in the NHS before. you can do it. Ask questions.
Mm.
Don't pretend as if you know everything, but also don't ask stupid questions. Check for guidelines. There are lots of things around. Do your research, but you can do it. You can do it. I just wanted to give that bit of
In addition
encouragement.
to what Victoria said, a lot of things would shock you when you come here. A lot of things you think you know, you
Yeah.
may not know in depth. But don't just show everything that you are new to this. So I have a jotter. I had a very tiny red book. When they're asking the juniors question, can you talk about filtration in intensive care? I didn't have a clue about it. I'll just scribble it into it. Not immediately. We'll walk to the next patient. I just scribble filtration in the intensive care. They might teach the juniors, but after work, I just sit down in the library, read, print out articles and say, okay, this one of the four, this is the good one. I read it. Within like 4 to 6 weeks. Nothing new. But I wasn't always asking them, sir, can you tell me about the filtration? They say, see this guy that we employed as senior doctor doesn't know filtration. They start sending email. So I just stay like or you are going to know after work. There were a lot of things. I came as an anesthetist having passed on my exam in Nigeria. When I got here, the anesthetic machine was even too complex for me I didn't understand it. But you won't show everybody that you don't understand it. It's like, you watch some people, that's where you switch it on. Now I know that one. Oh, that's how you change the patient to ventilation. Now I know that one. Rather than just on the first day say, show me everything about this thing. No, you're showing so much ignorance. Yes, we don't know it, but you cannot show 100% ignorance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hope that helps. Thank you so much. Again, thank you very much for coming today. I'm sorry for this month's Q&A today. Yes, thank you very much. We wish you the very best in all your endeavors, and join us again next month. Should we have any special education series, we will definitely let everyone know. Thank you, and have a good evening. Bye for now.